Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 1 of a brand new series on my channel on Madden NFL 17. We are going to be taking over the Chicago Bears and starting up a connected franchise mode. So starting out in year number 1, I'm going to take over as the owner, and we're going to simulate year number 1, get into year number 2, fire John Fox, and get a new quarterback. I figured the Bears were a good team to use just because they are going to dump their quarterback and head coach more than likely at the end of the year, so it kind of makes sense for them to start over a little bit with a new regime, and I think that would make sense for a Madden series. So in this first episode, which is only going to be about 5.5 minutes or so, I'm just going to go through Season 1. We're going to simulate all of Season 1, go through the scouting. You can see I'm scouting some of the quarterbacks, and we've already got 3 pretty solid quarterbacks here going in the first round, and make that 4, Kirby Adcock, add him to the list. So the top 4 quarterbacks in this draft all looking pretty nice, and we're going to see which ones maybe pop up in the news. I do like to look at the news and see, usually those guys are noteworthy if their name pops up, but anyway, I will make an update video coming out hopefully in the next couple of days, kind of further explaining my situation, where I've been, why I haven't been posting, why I am going to be posting now, coming up here. And this is actually probably not the best quality video you've seen. As you can see, I extend Alshon Jeffrey there. That was one of the first things I wanted to do. But there's Taz Brandon getting his name in there. I like to look at like I said, I like to look at the news and see which guys have their names pop up. Usually they make for good draft picks. But anyway, as I was saying, I live streamed this, I want to say, on Wednesday, and then I just ripped the video off of Twitch and was editing it in a Final Cut. One of the reasons I haven't been posting, the main reason I haven't been posting as of late, is because my capture card is actually broken, but I did just get a pretty sweet deal on a new Elgato HD60 on Black Friday, so I ordered that. That should be coming in the mail next week, in which case I'll be back to posting nice 1080p and then actually 60 frames per second videos, which is something I have not done in the past because I previously had the original Elgato, which only recorded in 30 FPS. But you can see here, still going through the scouting, I'm looking at guys on defense now, especially in the front 4. The linebacking core on Chicago is pretty much the one thing that is pretty sound on this defense, but the front 4 and the back 4, for that matter, are really not that great. You can see some of the quarterbacks here getting their names in there, Jason Otis and Kendrick Whitehead. Those were the top 2 quarterbacks projected to go in the draft, probably going to be the number 1 and number 2 overall picks, but we will see. Looking at the defensive backs now, this is another aspect of the defense I want to improve, and you can see some decent first-round prospects. The thing about cornerbacks in this game is that it's difficult to draft them past the first and second round. It's pretty rare that I find a solid player like in rounds 3 through 7 at the cornerback position. Usually I find guys who I can turn to safeties, but not really guys who I think can play cornerback for me. Now simulating here, we finally got our second win of the season and improved to 2-7, but Bronson Jever getting his name in here, so I know I'm going to go scout him at the strong safety position, and he's looking pretty solid. Not a great zone coverage, which I like to have in my safeties, but you can see the reverse standings there. The Bears looking at a top 5 pick right now, so that is pretty good. I wasn't really trying to win any games in year number 1. Pretty much openly tanking. I mean, I wasn't benching any of my starters or anything like that, but I was pretty much rooting for us to lose. I wanted to try and get one of those top 2 draft picks to get either Jason Otis or Kendrick Whitehead if I could, and we will see how it turns out. Looking at some wide receivers, I do like some of the guys we already have in this wide receiving group. Obviously, Alshon Jeffrey, I extended him. I think he can be our number 1 wide receiver moving forward. But then also Cameron Meredith, Kevin White, a couple of guys that I think could be good number 3, number 4 wide receivers for us, some depth. And then, maybe if we can just add that number 2, we could be pretty set. So that's kind of why I was looking at some early round wide receivers, looking for that number 2 talent. And a lot of first round talents here. You can see Griffin Trevathan, he's going to be the first non-first round talent we come across. But Quincy Underwood, he's also pretty bad himself now, just moving forward. Looking at more wide receivers, this is a guy that I immediately knew I wanted to target. Zach Cornelius, 6'4", A- spectacular catch, 23 years old already, so he will be a bit old coming into the league as a rookie. But if we could get him in the 4th round, that would most certainly be a good draft pick. So we're definitely going to be targeting him in the draft. We improved to 5-9 here, playing a lot better in the second half. As is the rest of the league, though, we're still in position to possibly get a top 2 pick. Sam Eldridge takes the Heisman. You can see his stats have actually improved as the year has gone on. He's now creeping into that top 5 range along with Otis and Whitehead. Now looking at some more secondary players in the back end. The safeties, Joey Lamore looking pretty nice there as a first-round talent. Although safeties, I usually can pluck safeties in the later rounds, and especially at this stage in the rebuild, I'm going to want to be taking some more, I guess, kind of prominent, more impact position players like tackles, cornerbacks, pass rushers, quarterbacks, weapons on offense, safeties, interior linemen, kind of guys like that. I think I can definitely find. Even running back, I would say, is a position that I'm not going to quite worry about too much yet. I mean, if I can find a good running back in the late rounds, then certainly I'll go after him. But at this point, for those early round draft picks, I definitely want to be focusing on finding a quarterback, finding some more weapons on defense, and some more weapons on offense. But anyway, so we fired John Fox, who we're making our new head coach as Bill Hills, who is an old, I know it says Bill Hill, but I changed that eventually. But Bill Hills, who's an old high school Latin teacher of mine, and he was definitely quite a meme, so I decided I would make him our head coach. But anyway, that is going to do it. I'm going to have the off season coming up in the next episode. Hopefully I will get that out tomorrow for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.